The infamous killer Jason has been captured by the US government and confined in a research center. Since he can't truly be killed, scientists aim to cryogenically freeze him. One guard, unnerved by Jason's constant staring, covers his head with a blanket. Meanwhile, Dr. Rowan argues with her superior, who decides to send Jason to another lab to study his regenerative powers for profit. Rowan opposes the plan, believing it will lead to, but her concerns are dismissed. Later, a scientist and a group of soldiers enter the room, only to find the guard's corpse in the chains when they remove the blanket. Suddenly, Jason leaps out from hiding and mercilessly slaughters everyone. Gunfire is useless against him, and he kills using various tools, including the very chains meant to restrain him. The lead scientist tries to escape, but Jason throws a tool at him, killing him too. Outside, Rowan sees a soldier's body hurled through the door and screams. Jason appears, prompting her to grab the soldier's gun and flee to the lab. There, she hides and waits. When Jason enters, she knocks over furniture and opens fire, forcing him into the pod and sealing it. As the machine activates, Jason still manages to stab her through the door with his machete. The blade punctures the chamber, triggering a breach detected by the facility, which initiates lockdown. Cryogenic fluid floods the room, freezing both Rowan and Jason. 4 centuries later, Earth has become uninhabitable due to pollution, so humanity now lives on a planet called Earth 2. One day, Dr. Lowe and his students visit the old Earth on a field mission. They find the cryogenic pod and discover Jason frozen inside. Nearby, Rowan also lies preserved. The team decides to take both bodies to their ship. When they move Jason, he falls, and his machete severs Azrael's arm. Thankfully, android KM-14 quickly injects him to ease the pain. The crew hauls the bodies through a dust storm back to their shuttle and launches back to the main vessel. Azrael is placed in a medical unit, where nanotech reattaches his arm within minutes. Rowan and Jason are separated for analysis before being revived. Scans of Jason's brain amaze the group. He functions with very little brain matter. Rowan's stab wound is healed using nanotech in Lab 1, while Adrian prods Jason's head in Lab 2 to extract a brain sample. Once healed, Rowan awakens in panic and slaps Lowe, who calms her and explains what happened. She's shocked to learn she's in the future. Lowe then contacts the Solaris research base, sending files on Rowan and Jason, hoping to cash in. Reviving a centuries-old person isn't unusual anymore, so no one is interested in Rowan. Jason, however, is still notorious. Lowe agrees to sell him as a sideshow. After the call, his student Janessa visits him and seduces him in exchange for a better grade. In Lab 2, Adrian takes off Jason's mask, sees his deformed face, and quickly puts the mask back, resuming her study. Jason begins to twitch behind her as the ice thaws. Elsewhere, Senran is trying to attach breasts to KM-14, but the areolas keep falling off. At the same time, multiple couples are engaged in intimate moments. Their moaning triggers Jason's revival. Adrian turns and finds Jason's table empty. He suddenly appears, grabs her face, and throws her across the lab. Through the glass, Adrian screams to alert Wayland, but he doesn't notice. Jason drags her by the hair, plunges her head into liquid nitrogen, and smashes it on the counter. He then picks up a machete from a tray and leaves. Meanwhile, Lowe brings Rowan food and feigns ignorance of Jason's identity. She explains his immortality and killing history. Lowe then introduces her to the students, and she admires KM-14's design. Wayland shows up with Jason's machete, alarming Rowan, who realizes they've brought Jason too. Though Lowe insists Jason is dead, Rowan demands proof. They visit Lab 2 and find Adrienne's remains, prompting security head Brodsky to initiate lockdown and instruct everyone to shelter in Lab 1. Meanwhile, a student couple prepares to leave a room, only for Jason to appear and kill the boy, splashing blood on a screaming Kinsa. Jason drags the body off, and Kinsa runs to warn the others. Brodsky is enraged and orders his troops to eliminate Jason on sight. Lowe tries bribing Brodsky to capture Jason alive, but Brodsky lies and tells his men to kill him anyway. Soldier Dallas cautiously enters a dim room and is suddenly attacked by a large creature, which he shoots down. A second monster appears, but Azrael kills it. They're inside a VR game and haven't heard the lockdown order. As they fight a third beast, Jason shows up and kills it, then targets the pair. Jason attacks with his machete, but is confused when their severed heads keep talking, because it's all virtual. Dallas ends the simulation by saying, "Game over." Realizing Jason is real, Dallas shoots him, but it's ineffective. Azrael jumps on Jason, who grabs him and snaps his spine, killing him. Jason then slams Dallas's head into a wall. Two soldiers later discover the bodies and report to the others, who grow increasingly terrified. Meanwhile, Engineer Crutch is working with headphones on, unaware of the threat. He sees Jason reflected in a mirror, but before anything happens, Brodsky and his team burst in, yelling for him to duck. They fire relentlessly at Jason, demolishing much of the room. When the shooting ends, Jason has vanished. Crutch heads to Lab 1, while the soldiers split up to hunt Jason, assuming he's injured. Jason uses this to quietly continue killing. He sneaks up behind one soldier, snapping his neck in the shadows. Next, Jason corners another soldier, who fights back with some success. However, Jason overpowers him, tossing him off a platform onto a deadly machine. Other soldiers find his corpse and inform Brodsky, who orders them to keep pushing forward. Jason then slashes a woman's throat from behind. She stumbles to a teammate for help but collapses. As the teammate grieves, Jason strikes again, prompting the soldier to shoot him, forcing Jason onto a hook. Thinking he's won, the soldier announces the kill over the radio. But Jason jumps off and slices him in half. Brodsky finds the dead soldier and realizes he's the last one left. Refusing to back down, Brodsky continues hunting Jason. Suddenly, Jason's arm bursts through a wall and pins him, stabbing him repeatedly. Even then, Brodsky boasts it's not enough, prompting Jason to stab again, this time fatally. Back in Lab 1, the survivors realize all protection is gone. Lowe contacts the pilot, instructing him to activate hyperdrive to quickly reach Solaris. The ship accelerates, but Jason surprises the pilot and kills him. Without a pilot, the vessel crashes straight into Solaris, destroying several structures and causing major damage. The ship exits the destruction zone and keeps flying, leaving the ruined station behind them. Lowe thinks about turning around, but the team watches the Solaris port explode outside the window. Panic rises among the students, but Lowe reassures them that help is coming, as he's already activated a distress beacon. Suddenly, pounding is heard on the door, causing a collective scream and then silence. The pounding stops, but Jason smashes through the adjoining glass wall. Everyone panics and flees, locking themselves in another room, which KM-14 secures. Lowe stays back, trying to reason with Jason by offering him fame and fortune. Jason retrieves his original machete and quickly silences Lowe. Meanwhile, the group discusses their next steps and recalls the shuttle. They devise a plan. Rowan, Janessa, and Kinsa will head to prep the shuttle, while Waylander and Crutch pre-launch it from the bridge, where they discover the pilot's corpse. They must remove the body and clean the controls. At the same time, KM and Tsunaron collect vital components for upgrades and end up sharing a kiss. On the way to the shuttle, Rowan finds a fallen soldier and picks up his weapon. Soon after, she notices another body that seems alive. She tells Janessa and Kinsa to continue while she checks it out. Rowan maneuvers around a wall spike and reaches the body, revealing it to be Brodsky. Though he's fading fast, she urges him to hold on so she can return. Inside the shuttle, Rowan requests help retrieving Brodsky. Janessa contacts to confirm the shuttle is ready and requests backup. Waylander joins Rowan, but when they return for Brodsky, his body is missing. At that moment, Crutch is shocked by the pilot's severed head held by Jason. Crutch manages a quick radio warning before Jason slams him into the control panel, electrocuting him. Kinsa panics upon hearing this and locks the shuttle door. Rowan, Kinsa, and Waylander beg her to open it, but instead she launches early, crashing the shuttle into the ship and dying in the process. The impact worsens hull damage, and Jason corners the group. Before he can strike, Tsunaron arrives, showing off KM-14's upgrades. She's now armed for battle. Jason hurls his machete, making KM-14 fall in pain. As he nears her, she surprises him by shooting, sending him flying. She leaps after him, firing non-stop and adding powerful kicks. After minutes of attack, she leaps onto him, aims at his head, but Jason hurls her off. Just as he's ready to finish her, Brodsky intervenes, buying her time. Recovered, KM-14 uses another weapon to shoot Jason's arm off, breaking through a wall to kick him into Lab 1. Another blast sends him onto the healing table, where she shoots his head and throws his machete back into his body. Assuming it's over, the team takes Brodsky to another area for treatment. While he's already 80% healed, the ship shakes, and Waylander notes the hull's failing. They receive word from a rescue ship arriving in 45 minutes. Sadly, their ship will explode in under 30. A debate begins, and Rowan finds a damage-free section they can separate from the rest. While the team executes the plan, the healing unit reactivates, turning Jason into a cybernetic version. The group places explosives in key corridors to detach the damaged section. It's done quickly, but Jason, now Uber Jason, blocks their way. KM-14 shoots, but bullets bounce off. She tries melee, but Jason instantly decapitates her. Sunaron grabs her head, and Rowan shields him. Jason chokes her, but Waylander intervenes. While Jason pummels him, the others flee to the safe area. Waylander then detonates the bombs, splitting the ship and ejecting Jason, but dying too. As the rescue ship nears, Jason punches through the outer wall. The breach causes decompression, and everyone clings to safety. Janessa grabs a faulty grate and gets sucked out. Rowan tries to save her, but fails. Rowan, Brodsky, Sunaron, and KM-14's head reach another room and seal the door. They see Jason trying to break back in and run. They reach the docking area as the rescue ship arrives, but the hatch won't open. Brodsky heads outside to manually reconnect the controls. As he works, Jason nears. To delay him, Sunaron plugs KM-14's head into the system and launches a virtual reality based on Jason's old hometown from Earth. Jason is confused at first, but Sunaron adds another distraction: two women offering drinks, drugs, and sex. Disgusted, Jason smashes one woman using the other's sleeping bag. Just then, Brodsky fixes the system, opening the hatch. However, it also triggers a blast that ends the simulation. Jason advances as Rowan and Sunaron run to the rescue vessel. Sunaron realizes they forgot KM-14's head, and Rowan rushes back for it. Jason chases her, but Brodsky seals the gate. The rescue ship departs as Brodsky engages Jason, just as the damaged ship half explodes. Jason's body hurtles toward the rescue craft, but Brodsky intercepts and pushes him off course. Both fall into Earth-2's atmosphere, burning up. Rowan, Sunaron, and KM-14 are finally safe. On Earth-2, a couple spots a falling star crash into a lake and go to explore. It's Jason's head, and it might still be alive. Be sure to subscribe and turn on alerts for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.